Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen, and today we're going to be talking through my November TBR. November would definitely have to be my favorite month of the year because it's my birth month. My birthday is coming up November 7th. I'm so excited. I'm turning 23 years old. My Amazon wish list is linked down below if you would like to send me a book for my birthday. It's not required at all, but if you want to, it's there for you, and I would love you forever. Another exciting aspect of November is that is National Novel Writing Month, or Nanowrimo for short. This will be my first year participating in Nanowrimo. I couldn't be more excited, although I have planned like nothing, and so we're gonna see how this goes for me. I've never really written anything like a short story or a novel. So honestly, my goal is just to start writing, get my outline done, get the world building and the character development done, and write as much as I can in the month of November to get myself into that writing habit, since it's, again, something I haven't done before. But it is definitely something that I want to try out because it has been a dream of mine to write something and try out the author lifestyle. I convinced Mel and Christine to do it with me so that I'm not in it alone. I will link my profile down below as well, so if you also are participating in NaNoWriMo, I would love to be your friend on the website, and we can just see each other's progress and keep each other supported and encouraged throughout the month. As if having a birthday and participating in NaNoWriMo aren't enough for me in the month of November, I decided to participate in 2 readathons this month. I haven't participated in a readathon since the reading rush in July, I think. Why I decided to participate in 2 this month, I don't know, but it's gonna happen because I'm really interested in both of these readathons. The first readathon that I'll be participating in is called the 1000 Doors Readathon, and that's hosted by Drinks by Shelf, Megan with Books, and Tasman May. From my understanding, you watch a video and it'll give you your first prompt. You read the book for that. Once you finish that book, then you'll go back to the same video, I think, to the end of it. It'll tell you which video or where to go next to get your next prompt, depending on if you liked the book or if you didn't like the book, or however they have decided to format it. But basically, you get a prompt, you read the book, and then you go to the video to find your next prompt. The second readathon that I plan on participating in the month of November is the Crimeathon, a true crime readathon hosted by Deja from Deja's Book World, Rain from Brews and Binds, and Kat from Kat Chats. This is a 2-week-long readathon from November 8th to November 21st, and it's set around a true crime genre readathon, but the prompts in this readathon will work for any genre that you want, so you don't have to read true crime in order to participate in this readathon. But if that is a genre that you enjoy reading, then this is the perfect readathon for you. I will not be reading any true crime books because I don't read that, but I am still participating. We're giving a bingo board here, I'll put it here, and I'm going to be going for the Read on the Cover, the participate in a reading sprint, and the reading a book by a female author. There are loads of exciting things happening in November, and so hopefully I find the time to read as well. Random thoughts from Kristen. I have a mirror right here, and I'm looking at my hair, and it's just looking very defined and lovely, and then I turn and I'm like, it's not as defined as my mirror is showing me. Like, there we go. I don't understand why it doesn't show up the way I want to on camera. So frustrating, but that's a me problem. Let's get on with this November TBR. The first book on my list, and probably the first book I will read in November, is the one and only The Burning God by R.F. Kuang, which is the finale to the Poppy War trilogy. I'm so excited for this book. I literally just finished The Dragon Republic a couple of days ago, and I'm so happy, so blessed that I have a physical arc of The Burning God, because I needed to know what happened next. The ending of The Dragon Republic shook me in ways that I didn't know I could be shook. Like, R.F. Kuang really took this series in a way that I didn't see coming, and so I need to know how this ends, and I need to know what happens to these characters. If you don't already know, the Poppy War, there are 3 books in this series. It goes to Poppy War, the Dragon Republic, and then the Burning God. And in this series, we follow Ren, who has tested into an elite military academy to escape her family home. She's a dark-skinned war orphan, and so the family that she is placed in hates her guts, really, and is just using her to man their store and to help them with their opium drug business. And so she knows that she has to get out of there. So when she tests into this elite military academy, Rin thinks that her life finally has purpose, but then very soon she is thrown into a huge war, and she discovers that she has this power of shamanism and she can interact and talk with the gods. And so she plays a very big role in this war, makes a lot of decisions, and just a lot going on. So if you haven't read the Poppy War series, I would really recommend that you do so. The next two books that I plan on reading in November are two that I'm very excited about because Jaleesa and Christine and Deja have all read it already this year and absolutely loved it. They changed their names on Twitter to call them a stan of this world and of this book. And that is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And I will also be reading the sequel, A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. As of right now, I don't have the physical copies, but they are in the mail. They're coming to me. My lovely line sister Frances purchased these two copies for me for my birthday, so I can't wait till they get into the mail so that I could dive right into them. And I will be buddy reading this with Mel because she also has not read this book, and apparently it's required reading for us from Jaleesa, Christine, and Deja. We've been forced to read this book. I'm not complaining because I have a feeling I'm going to really enjoy this book. I voted for it on the Goodreads Choice Awards and I haven't even read it yet. So I'm ready to love this book and to enjoy it. Hopefully I do, because I'm talking big talk right now about it, and I would literally be so sad if I end up not liking the book. So basically this follows Poppy, and she's a maiden, but with this lifestyle comes solitary. She cannot be touched, looked at, spoken to, enjoy anything pleasurable. She's patiently waiting for the day of her ascension, but this really is not a lifestyle that Poppy wants, but she doesn't have a choice, really. It's her duty. Enter Hawk, the love interest. He becomes Poppy's bodyguard, set to protect her into her day of ascension, and of course they're gonna fall in love somehow, and it's just gonna be a lovely paranormal romance story that I can't wait to read. The next two books I plan on reading in the month of November are two rereads, and that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas and A Court of Thorns and Roses, also by Sarah J. Maas. I haven't read the Throne of Glass series or ACOTAR in years, but it's something that I've wanted to reread for a while now, because back when I read these books the first time, I wasn't annotating my books, and now that that is a thing that I enjoy doing, I want to go ahead and reread those books so that I can annotate it and re-experience all my favorite scenes and all my favorite characters, because also I kind of forgot what happened in these series since it was so long ago, and I also haven't finished reading the Throne of Glass series. I haven't read Kingdom of Ash yet, so I just might as well just start from the beginning, you know? I might as well read 6 books in order to get to book 7. That just makes perfect sense, right? So I'm gonna do that. I'm very excited to reread these books. I will be vlogging this, so stay tuned for that. The Throne of Glass series follows Selena. See, I don't even remember how to pronounce her name. That's Selena. She is an assassin, and this is her story. And basically in the ACOTAR series, this one starts off as a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and then it goes off on its own story. I know that the second book, A Court of Mist and Fury, is like everybody's favorite, and I don't even own a copy of that one. That's another reason why I need to reread the entire series, because I don't have the second book. I think I read it as an ebook now that I think about it, which is why I don't have a physical copy, but I hate ebooks, so I don't even know why I did that to myself. Also, this obviously has red on the cover, so it will fit for that prompt for the True Crime Readathon. The last book that I have on my November TBR is A Heart So Fierce and Broken, which is book 2 in the Cursebreaker series. A Curse So Dark and Lonely was the first book, and this is by Bridget Kemmerer. The first book, A Curse So Dark and Lonely, was also another Beauty and the Beast retelling. Beauty and the Beast is actually my favorite Disney film. Belle is my favorite Disney princess, and so I pretty much read any and all Beauty and the Beast retellings that exist. I have a couple of more on my shelves, so if I ever hear that a book is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, like that's literally all I need to hear, I will be going to buy the book from the bookstore or Amazon or wherever I want to buy my book. I will be buying it. But what makes this series particularly unique is that our main character Harper, she has cerebral palsy and she lives in Washington DC like in real time, and one day she is trying to save somebody and then she ends up being transported into a magical world where we meet Prince Ren, who is the heir of Emberfall. He is the quote-unquote beast in the story, and Harper is Belle in the story. And there's a curse that is so dark and lonely that needs to be broken, and Harper plays a role in breaking that curse that has befallen upon Prince Ren and his kingdom. Also, I will be using this book to fulfill the prompt of read a book by a female author, but also if I don't get to this one in the month of November, I have many other books that I'm reading this month that are written by female authors, so I'm sure I'll be able to complete that prompt. This was a book that I totally forgot that I said I was going to buddy read with Jaleesa and Mel, so hopefully we get to this one in the month of November. Okay, so I'm literally laughing at myself because I said that was the last book on my TBR, and as soon as I said that, I remembered one more book that I needed to add on my TBR. And yes, it's another buddy read. And yes, it's a buddy read with Jaleesa and Mel. Again, this is the month of buddy reads for sure. But it's going to be a good time. And if we get to the books, we get to them. And if we don't, then we don't. We can read them another month. But now this is the last book that I have on my TBR, and that is Shadow Kiss by Rochelle Mead. This is the third book in the Vampire Academy series. Jaleesa is reading all 6 books for the first time. Mel, I think, has read the first 2 books, and I have read all the books, but I'm doing a reread, and I'm on book 3 of my reread. So I told Jaleesa that I would just join her when she gets to book 3. And of course, she's on book 3 now in the month of November when I have 5 million other things to do, but here we are. Vampire Academy is about vampires in academy. It's a great throwback. This was written in 2008, which means that books 1 and 2 were written prior to that, so it's pretty old. So don't expect this to be the best book you've read, but it is a good time. The last book, the second book, definitely ended on a cliffhanger, so I'm very excited to get back into this world. I'm looking at my bed at a pile of books that are on there that I was going to add to my TBR. Like, you know, if I happen to finish all these books, then I'll read these ones, but I think I'm just gonna leave them over there because I really don't think I'm going to get to those books, because this is my TBR that we've discussed in this video already, plus From Blood and Ash and A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, and those are also chunker of a book, so I think I'm just gonna stop it here. And if I read more books, then I read more books. I mean, I read 9 books this month in October, so I don't doubt that I can do it, but I don't know because I also have a lot of other things that I want to get to in the month of November, such as writing a book. Call me crazy, but that's what I am. So I'm just gonna end the video now and save myself a little bit of stress from adding more books to my list, and we'll see how this month goes. I'm very excited to be participating in Nanowrimo. I'm very excited for all the books that I plan on reading. I'm excited to turn 23. But yeah, that's all that I have for you guys today. If you like this video, please give it a big like, comment down below, subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Please leave a blue heart emoji in the comments because I love the color blue. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!